Am I live yet? Could be. Could be live. I think I'm live. If I'm not live, I'm talking to no one. If I am live, I'm probably still talking to no one. So that's okay. I'm just setting up the broadcast. I'm early, of course. The show doesn't really start till 7 p.m. Subscribe. I gotta make sure I put everything so that it's available to the public for sharing and things like that. So, okay, I think I'm almost ready on that. Welcome to the show, everybody. Comedeorological Report. I'm Joey, only up here in Wellsburg, EC. First warm day we've had in a while. It was nice. It was nice. It was getting to me. It was getting to me. The rain, the crappiness of Wells in general, it was getting to me, spend a lot of time just sitting here waiting for fire calls. And, in the Caribou, and nothing happening. And so it was slowly getting poorer and a great deal of my social life happens in fire. Okay, everything is working fine now. Good. I can start working towards making a show here. So things I got to do here. I got to make sure everybody on Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers and everybody else in the whole world knows that we're live. Otherwise, nobody will come to the show. So I do take that minute to set that up. And I might as well show you what I'm doing as I do that. So this is Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers. This is the group I run on Facebook. And we are now at 18,800 members. So my little thing that started with just 200 people. And here comes Hauk. He's going to help me break up the conversation. That's good. First guest is coming on, the reliable, steady Brandon Hauk. I'm going to stop sharing that for a second because Hauk is here. And that's way better. Okay, so meanwhile, as Hauk gets into this, I'm going to set up, let everybody on Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers know that we're live right now. We are live, and we are looking at everything heat related. Turn up the heat before I start seasonally effective shooting. That's the name of today's episode, today's live stream. The final episode, which goes to TV and radio, will probably have a different name, as I often do, and then what goes on YouTube tomorrow. But nonetheless, are you there yet, Hauk?
I am not here.
It's so good that you're here because I'm talking to myself right now, and it's difficult.
I do that all the time. Yes.
Yeah, I do that all the time too.
Especially when you're by yourself in the woods, just gotta have a nice little conversation with yourself once in a while.
I have no problem with that.
Oh no.
I have no problem with that at all. Okay, well, I've at least got that link shared now so that we can see. It's gonna get hot, Brandon. It's gonna get really hot.
Yep. It is going to get hot. We're gonna get into that heat dome from the US of A, You can blame our friends in California.
Well, I suppose, people are concerned that we have a heat dome happening or something, right? So
yeah.
And I don't think that's the case for us in BC.
It probably won't be as bad as 2021. Just saying. It's going to be typical hot weather.
Well, I can back up what I'm saying a little bit here.
Oh.
Okay, so give me 1 second. I'll set this up, and I'm going to back myself here, as I like to do, because if I don't back me, I don't know. Probably no one else will. So I got this set up right now. I'm going to share it with you. And this is windy.com map. Of course, ECMWF is the model that it is on. It's I tend to stick with ECMWF a a lot. You know, I'll reference the others and see what they're saying, but it's like I kind of made my choice. It's like I'm going to roll with the model that's been the most reliable for me and easiest to access. It's been good. So, anyways, here we are. We're looking at next week, Tuesday, right? And these are some blistering hot temperatures: 39 Kamloops, 36 Williams Lake, 38 Kelowna, a little bit cooler on your side of the mountains there. Now, this is why we are not talking heat dome, because as you go up, still pretty warm up there at 5,000 feet. Okay, that's cool. But then, and we'll just click on here so we get an actual number. As you go higher up, that number drops off fast. So we'll go up to already at 5,500 meters. There's no mountain that's that tall in BC. So,
Yeah.
you know, in the interior. So you're talking, you know, 1,000 meters over the tallest mountains we have in the Rockies and you know, Robson and places like that, right? So, but still -8 up there, right? And that was not the case with the heat dome, right? And you go even higher up and now we're into -20 once we're up at 10 kilometers and on and on. So, and this is why I don't believe thunderstorm projections for next week, what they currently sit at. Because I'm looking at this and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, well, that's not the heat dome. The heat dome was hot right up to 35, 40,000 feet. First of all, so that's why that language isn't being used by official forecasters, really, right?
Yeah.
And I think this provides what is an unpredictable setup that maybe in 2, 3, or 4 days we'll start looking at thunderstorm projections through this part of the week, and we'll start seeing things pop up
Oh
in
yeah.
BC. You know, I believe that because I've seen it enough times.
Yes, and I think we could be in for some pretty big supercells next week in Alberta. See that easterly front
Yes,
right there?
yes,
That means trouble.
absolutely. And even look at this. This is a change from a couple hours ago when I looked at this. So already they got some thunderstorms popping up on Friday in BC. This will change, right? But here's what Brandon's talking about. And wabamo. It's
Oh
going to
yeah.
be awesome.
Be supercellular. That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah,
Ah.
that's going to be awesome.
By the way, I do have some really good jokes for tonight, so hopefully you're prepared for that.
I am prepared
The
for
bug
that.
report.
And they're showing next Saturday in BC Interior, but I think this will start off sooner, you know. So uh,
Right.
these are all forecasts, but this is looking a long ways out. And even if you start talking about Tuesday and we're Thursday, and yeah, so we're starting to see more popping up again. You know, the models keep changing. So already I've spoken, and I see the evidence is beginning to show itself. Why is this important? Because if they're 39 degrees and there's lightning, and then there's this other crucial element, 19% humidity. Okay. That's very, very dry air. So, you know, crossover, we call in fire, is when it's 30 degrees Celsius and the temperature. Well, crossover can happen at any time, the humidity and the temperature crossover. But, you know, the warning crossover, the one that is really extreme fire activity, is always 30 degrees Celsius or higher, and the humidity comes below 30%. And there's a third thing that can make for really extreme, and that would be this right here, if you get wind gusts over 30. So this is a setup for fire activity that so far, if you look at today's current fire danger, and this isn't the official one, this is just on the windy map, but they're pretty good. Look at the fire danger, you know, still pretty low through the Caribou and whatnot. And as you come into next week, you're going to see that really deepen down, right? We're going to see that fire danger. The fine fuels are going to dry out fast. The fine fuels are going to dry out very fast. And if you add some lightning to that mix. So I don't know exactly when, you know, but I know at some point I'm going to be making one of those forecasts soon saying, this is it. This is when it's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I did 6 days before July 9th, 2017. There's a day where I look out and I go, hey, well, this is the setup. And as soon as we see those thunderstorms dig in on these models and they start showing up, that's when I think we could start looking at real fire weather in BC. That's when there could be an outbreak. And people don't realize that it's the lightning that really does it.
Yep.
You know,
Oh yeah.
because you could have well, in BC, this isn't always the case for Alberta because when you have a grass fire there, it can run across fields and just take off and go a long ways. But in BC, when you have a human caused fire that's not industrial, generally they're industrial. I've never been on a human caused fire that was a campfire, right? It's always been something with the logging industry, the
Yeah.
fires I've been on, right? But the vast majority of fires happen when they're human caused near a road, near access, in a place where people see it, report it, and it's accessible enough to be dealt with.
Yeah.
Whereas when you have, in 2017 and 2018 and to a lesser extent 2021 and a lesser extent last year, there wasn't like one real lightning event that just kicked off everything. But in 2017, there sure was. It was like, bam, well, here's 300 fires.
Yeah.
Anyways, Brandon, what do you got this week?
Well, we had some fun on Sunday again.
We did.
It seems like Sundays. Well, I guess not this Sunday. We're not going to have any fun weather this Sunday, but
Finally.
finally a weekend off.
That was a lot quicker of a live stream for
Oh
both
yeah,
of us. I mean, I was only 15 minutes or 10 minutes or something on with you.
yeah, not like 3 hours.
Yeah, which was great. I enjoyed
Yeah,
that 3 hours
that was
immensely.
fun. It was, yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun, but looks like next week's going to get quite busy again with the active weather setup and potential for more of those types of thunderstorms. So we'll be watching it very closely for next week with the heat that's moving in. The heat, I'll call it a heat wave that's moving in to the west here. Yeah.
It's a wave. It's coming. It looks like a couple kind of waves of it rolling through.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we'll have like the hottest peak sometime mid next week, and then it'll be a couple degrees cooler for a few days, and then ramp back into the weekend. It appears like but again, that's a long ways out.
Yeah, and then I got 3 really good, interesting stories with 2 jokes a part of them. So, you know. Apparently people like my jokes for some reason, but anyways.
I like your jokes.
Oh, that's good. You'll like these ones tonight. They definitely made me chuckle if I can get through them. I think I can.
40C, 42C. Oh yeah, what's becoming of our hurricane? I forgot
Oh
to
yeah,
look at
Hurricane Beryl. That's still I think now Cat 2. Something like that. Probably going back to Cat 3 here, possibly.
Here it's defying forecasts. Ah, that's so annoying.
We ended up in Iowa. There's some strong thunderstorms in Iowa tonight. Yeah, there's Beryl. It's gotten dark down there. Nighttime.
Yeah, how about we use the infrared?
There's
That gives us
lightning around it. It's pretty
a
good.
better look at it. And I bet you it's close enough. Is it close to any radar stations that we can look at on radar scope yet?
Not quite. It's going into the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. I don't think they have any. I think they have radar, but they don't allow us to use it, Yeah.
Right. You just gotta pay them off. You know how Mexico is.
Oh yeah.
What the heck? That's cool.
Oh yeah.
Let's back up to 12 hours here and see what happens. So slammed through Jamaica hard.
Yeah.
Look at that. What little splinter breaks off. Isn't that fantastic?
Well, there is a little bit of radar coverage on that radar map that you have on Windy there might get a little bit of radar on there.
That's a good point.
Yeah, a little bit of.
A very good point.
That's probably only radar we're gonna get out of this whole thing. But
It never occurred to me that it might be on Windy, even though it's not on radar scope.
yeah,
Okay, that's only 1 hour. That's no good. What am I looking at? I want 12. I want to see the whole thing move, man.
oh yeah. Woo! There's
That's
the storm.
fantastic.
Oh yeah. See the storms popping up over Cuba there. You can see the eye too. Yeah, the eye shows up in that radar. Right about there. There it is.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not the best radar scan being way out like it is,
Yeah,
but it's still pretty neat.
I'd say so. Yeah.
But yeah, the way those cells splinter off and head up to Cuba, that is really neat.
Oh
That
yeah.
is absolutely fantastic. These guys here that boof. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks like
Definitely.
it's going to intensify again a little, eh?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Especially when you get lightning around the eye wall there. Oh yeah.
Well, and just the way
Ah,
it starts feeding, is it, you know, for whatever reason, maybe Jamaica helped weaken it a little bit as it crossed a bit of land, but I don't know. I'm not a
yeah.
forecaster in that way, but yeah,
Whew.
you see it tighten right back up.
Yeah. Heading into the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. I know Josh Morgerman is down there chasing this thing, so looking forward to seeing.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Just an absolutely massive looking storm. Which by hurricane standards isn't even that big. There's been many bigger ones we've seen.
Oh yeah.
But still, it was, I don't know if it reached Cat 5 or not, but it was a
It
major
did.
hurricane. It did.
Oh, it did.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
I knew they were saying it was going to. Um, Earliest major hurricane on record. So, I just lose my mind thinking about the climate change people, that are always, where's climate change now? Because it's been cold in BC for a few weeks, and just nothing is enough for these people.
Oh yeah.
Nothing's enough because no matter how many records get broken, no matter how weird things keep getting, nothing is enough. It doesn't matter. We just had 2 years of extreme drought in BC. It's not enough because you got a couple weeks of cool weather and see, told you so. They're gonna say, right? So that is super cool. 6:50. We still got a little bit of time here. Okay. What else have I got to show you? I got Firm's Fireware. That's what. But here's the long range forecast for the next month. The probability of above average temperature. I love how Environment Canada just gives these tiny maps. Like, can't they just make it big? Why not? Why can't it be big? Is that a valid criticism?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
smaller than most pivotal weather maps I've seen.
Yeah, I can go full screen, on most of those maps, and I can, I want to be able to
When
like
you need
look at
this
it.
one, you need reading glasses.
Yeah, it's you know, I got a 42-inch TV as my monitor, and Saskatchewan is about 6 centimeters wide.
This is like in the middle
Not
of
even.
my laptop. My laptop's a 15.6-inch laptop, so it's just like a tiny icon.
So above average for everywhere is what that means. Lots of fire activity
I'll
up
take
north.
it.
Bam. it's taken off. Northeastern BC is burning and burning a lot, and a lot of these fires are right in the middle of nowhere, and putting enough bodies out there to work them is not going to happen. There's already plenty of people out there working, but look at all these hot spots that have popped up along this large section north of town that's been quiet for weeks up there. And no, the fire's still there. It's still there. It's just been underground. It's been sneaking around because it's been taking a pounding from thunderstorms a lot up there daily. Severe storm watches daily. I can't believe the storm activity in the north these days.
Ooh.
You know, it's unbelievable how many days and days and days and like weeks of consecutive crazy thunderstorms across the north. And look at the Yukon now. It's lit up. Alaska, it's lit up. None of these are showing lots of growth today, so that's nice. Nice to see. Ooh, a little bit. Could be fire, could not be. Who knows? Need to see a bunch of dots to. And even up in Fort Good Hope, any behavior today? Yesterday, no. It's been quiet up there, so that's a change. But not so. Northern Alberta suddenly seeing a lot of fire activity. Northern Saskatchewan seeing quite a bit of fire activity, and even a little bit into Manitoba. Conditions, indices have been pretty good for Northern Ontario. It's been dry this week. That should improve for them. Looking ahead at the forecast. But for now, fire activity. And some of these guys out here in Quebec and Newfoundland, they were big stories a few weeks ago, but they're pretty quiet, not showing much for growth behavior today on firms. Now, if we look at, why does it always go to May 12th? That is so ridiculous. Just one time I said May 12th, and it's been May 12th ever since. Like a year of it. So today, here's today's fire danger ratings. Looking pretty good for BC. Sure, looking pretty good. Though if we go to the Duff Moisture Code, see, pretty good actually for a lot of places. You go, that layer is looking not bad. But here's where this telling tale starts. The drought code, bam, she's still technically in drought through much of the West. And it won't take long for heat to impact that. Our buildup index, our BUI, that's pretty much all those things combined show Southern BC a little bit now. We'll go ahead 1 week. So we'll go to July 10th or something like that. We'll go to next week, Tuesday or Monday. We'll go, this is predictive, so we don't know, this isn't exact. But we look at predictive, and next week we see that jump in fire behavior. And this is predicted. I expect that this will be much redder by the time we're looking at next week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, something like that, right? Especially as it goes on. So you go predictive. This is predictive, so we don't exactly know. But anyway, it shows a worsening, and this is what we expect. And I would think that this is conservative, because these things often are. Forecasters they like to go with the safe thing to say, right? So, if I was asked to make a map of predictions for next week's build-up index for, fine fuels and Duff Moisture Code and all these other, other things we looked at, severity rating, I would probably make a map that looks like this. But inside my head, I would expect to see a lot more, But this is a guarantee, almost, Anyways, some improvements for the rest of Canada. The West, not so. We got 4 minutes to go before we got the Frankie coming. Got anything you want to pin up there right now, Brandon?
Not at the moment. Well, we do have a little supercell popped up on the foothills there, just outside of Dog Pound, Alberta. So
Dog Pound. It's like the worst name for a town ever. Is it like, do they name it after like a kennel that you keep dogs in, or is it because dogs got pounded?
I have no I have no idea why they named it that way, but anyways, there's not much there actually. There's a Winterfell. What is that? I don't even know what that is. They don't show the picture, but yeah. Not much there actually. There's an RV repair shop. That's about it.
Out and
Laser
dog.
cutting. Ah,
You
cool.
put it up on the map for a second there. I want to run and fill my cup of water before we got Frankie on.
Okay, I'll see what I can do here. Hold on. I'm gonna we're gonna go to Doppler radar if we can. Doppler radar. I do.
Doppler radar.
All right. I'll do that. And then I'll do share screen. Oh no, okay. Hold on. Do that. Share. Share. There we go. Now we can look at our little supercell at the dog pound. Little guy right there. So there he is, right there. Little bit of smudge, a little bit of rotation there. As you see, these little cells are pretty weak right now, so they're nothing severe. But I did see a little bit of a wall cloud on that guy from a picture on the X. The X. That's right. The X files. So they should name, change the name again to X Files. There you go. That's what they should do. There's a look at the outlook for tomorrow. You're wondering who could get a thunderstorm tomorrow. There you go. Hold on. I gotta try to find my scroll thingy. There. Oh, it's underneath you. That's where I'm clicking the wrong scroll thing. So there you go. Tomorrow, could get some funnel clouds, gusty winds, torrential downpours. Most likely going to be threats across Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba. But looks like southern Alberta. I think we'll get our thunderstorms here in Brooks at 3 a.m. tomorrow morning when I get up for the show. So it's perfect timing.
Nice way to start the day.
Oh, yes. A 3 a.m. thunderstorm. And that will make my radio show very entertaining tomorrow morning. If
occasionally when the heat comes on, those early morning thunderstorms are surprising.
Oh, yeah. And they're pretty. Some of them I've had some pretty good ones that put on a show at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And wake up the whole town. That's like some of the best storms.
4 a.m., 3 a.m.
Oh, yeah. And then you get the people who sleep through them. And it's like, I missed it.
It's like, how did you miss that? The lightning struck town hall. No, we get those in Wales occasionally, and that's when it's properly summer here. Something's been going on here where our thunderstorms have not been allowed to come into the Hanging Valley here.
Why are you blocking them?
I don't know. It's like I want it, so it's just going around, and this is a pattern I've seen in Wales before, where like literally you can watch out in the Caribbean Plateau all those severe thunderstorms. I could see the storm from my window.
Oh yeah,
and then they like darted northeast last week. Or it hits the upsloping of the highlands coming in from the lower country, and just kind of jumps us. And the next thing you know, over by Bower Lakes, there's a whole line of thunderstorms popping up, and they look awesome. They go in the mountains, and they cross over Highway 16 the other side and move on. I'm like, man, I wish that would happen here. So we're in one of those patterns here in Wales where I'm not allowed to get thunderstorms, and that will change now that it's finally warm here, I guess. Just the upper level's been too cold. It's like it just gets to this part and then it like jumps over us and dies for a while, and then this valley is the highest valley around.
Can you hear me okay?
Absolutely, I can.
It's like today, thunderstorm literally popped up over West Winnipeg out of nowhere, and then it erupted over the entire west end side of the city. And it just sat there for like 30 minutes straight, pouring and pouring and pouring. People's backyards in Charleswood are all flooded out now. There's some flooding along some roads as well. People's sump pumps and sewers have been backing up. I wasn't expecting that kind of thing to happen today.
Looks like that funnel cloud risk will be good for Justin tomorrow if he's able to have eyes on some of those storms.
There was a
Out in Brandon and Dauphin and the west parts. Into the western. It's 7:02 and we don't have Frankie. This is crazy.
No, you just video called me on my phone here, so
Okay, well, we know he's out there.
he's
He'll
out
be any
there.
minute. We should start recording so that we're.
so we actually had a funnel cloud up by Warren Woodlands this afternoon. And there was a video someone posted of looked like a tornado in northwest Winnipeg. I don't know if it was touchdown, but it looked like it was Launchpad or something.
Okay, 7:03 the time, so we need to go to 8:03 minimum. Recording to the cloud, and Frankie will show up, and Frankie shows up. Hello, Prince George and Kamloops and Winnipeg and viewers on Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude YouTube and people from Rogers TV on Vancouver Island. If you're with us on the live stream, feel free to ask questions down in the comments there. We will try our best to answer them. This is your show about how much the weather sucks in Canada. I'm Joey Only up here in beautiful Wells, British Columbia, where it's been absolutely wonderful. And this is your show about how hot it's going to be. It's the heat episode, all things heat related. I think, what did I decide I was going to call this episode? Something like, it better warm up soon before I start seasonally effective shooting things. And yes, it's been miserable here in Wells, particularly. Very, very miserable. So,
Hey, Joey,
you're here, Frankie. Good.
I just released a new video, a new thing, earthquake siren.
Nice, nice. We will be watching that today, then I guess. You're wearing one of your Meadow Lake, Saskatchewan shirts, so that makes me happy because it's Meadow Lake, Saskatchewan, beautiful part of the country. This is you're hearing us on C for 88.7 FM, Prince George, CKUW 95.9, Winnipeg, CFBX, Kamloops 92.5, Rogers Television. Okay, Vancouver Island. That's me. I got Brandon Hauk here, of course. He's always been here for over 100 episodes with me. My good friend Brandon Hauk out in Brooks, Alberta. He's the radio man, the morning man out there, and he's the weather specialist for all things in the prairies, especially in Western Canada. And then we got Michael McGregor, who's also out there in Winnipeg. He'll be joining us in a little bit. But first things first, always Mr. He's the world's greatest weatherman. He's handsome. He dances with the ladies. He's very popular. He's got 300,000 YouTube subscribers or more. He's Frankie McDonald, the world's greatest weatherman. How you doing so far, Frankie?
I'm doing great so far. Tropical storm barrel, hurricane barrel just hit Jamaica, did some damage there. They got a really hot weather heading for eastern United States and western United States, so Sydney, Nova Scotia, and Vancouver, BC at the same time. This weekend coming, it's going to be heat wave from both coasts this time. That's going to affect Wells, British Columbia. It may trigger a lot of fires.
It may, Frankie. It may.
It's going to trigger a lot of fires. That means you could be fighting fires.
You need some of that hurricane moisture to hit BC, where all the wildfires are happening.
We've had plenty of hurricane moisture for like the last 2 months. And we had one nice day. Let's not start wishing for rain quite yet.
It's going to bring the cooler weather in Minnesota this weekend coming. And it's going to get hot again in Minnesota as well. Yes, it's going to get hot out North Dakota, South Dakota. Lots of thunderstorms forecasting. Nebraska, Kansas, and Oklahoma. And this weekend coming. And it's going to, and tropical storm is going to hit Texas too. It's going to be downgraded depression into a lot of thunderstorms forecasting Texas as well. It's going to be a whole lot of rain in Texas for the whole next week, like Houston, Dallas, and Corpus Christi and those places. It's going to bring extremely hot weather in Southern California, where
just
Trevor
like the
is
song,
at.
Frankie. Just like the song. T is for tropical storm.
And then lots of thunderstorms and rain going on in Mexico too. And the weather for South America. Lots of rain and thunderstorms in Colombia and parts of Bolivia, Peru, and Ecuador. It's really dry in northern Chile. Right now it's getting dry in central Chile. And it's just slightly drier, but snow up the mountains and some rain in southern Chile. This weekend coming in, it's going to rain. A lot less rain next week up across southern Chile, but it's cold temperatures. It's really cold in southern Argentina because it's their winter time. Lots of rain coming off the coast of southern Brazil as well. And lots of thunderstorms and rain in Venezuela and northern South America right now. Weather all across Europe. Lots of rain and thunderstorms. It got cool temperatures in England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland. And it got some hot weather. And it got some hot weather in Spain. And it got cooler weather heading towards France. and things like this. I got to keep an eye on the weather for the Olympics on July 26th. Then you got some lots of rain and lots of hot weather in Spain right now. Then you got some lots of rain heading towards Norway, Finland, Sweden on Sunday in the forecast. Then you got some lots of hot weather in Moscow, Russia. There's a strong high pressure system heading towards Siberia as well, causing hot temperatures in Siberia, Russia as well. Like Yakutsk and Magadan and those places, it's really hot there right now. Yakutsk, Norilsk, Close City, and Norilsk, Russia, those places, extremely hot in Italy and all those places, extremely hot in Turkey, Greece, and Albania and all those countries. In Syria, extremely hot in Egypt right now, Libya, Algeria, and parts of Morocco. Weather all across Japan, there's lots of rain in central Japan, and right now it's extremely hot in southern Japan. Then you got some hot weather in Sapporo, Japan. Then you got some cool weather hitting for Sapporo, Japan, and hot weather fighting each other in Japan. Then you got a desert like heat heading towards southern Japan, possible on Sunday, July 14th as well. And there's a desert like heat as right now in southern Japan. It's so hot there. And China, lots of thunderstorms and rain going on in China right now. Wuhan, China, Beijing, China, those places. It's really hot in Mongolia and Siberia, Russia right now. And lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in India. There's monsoon season there right now, including Bangladesh, Myanmar, and Nepal. Lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam, Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, and Indonesia right now. Lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in Ethiopia and Africa and South Sudan and all those places. In Northern Africa, lots of thunderstorms coming off the coast of Northwestern Africa. It's hitting Nigeria and those places. Got really bad sandstorms coming off the coast of North Africa for the Sahara Desert. And you got some cooler temperatures in South Africa. Right now, it's really hot in Botswana and Angola and Namibia. And those places got lots of wind and rain heading towards Cape Town, South Africa on Monday coming up. Then you got some really hot area in Mozambique and Madagascar. But dry, a little bit dry, but a little bit showers and forecasts in La Reunion and Mauritius Islands as well. In Australia, you got lots of cold temperatures in South Central Australia as well. Then you got some cooler temperatures in Sydney, Australia, because of Southern Hemisphere winter. It's really hot in Northern Australia. Then you got more rain heading towards Perth, Australia, Saturday, Sunday coming up. Then you got some showers in the forecast in southwestern Australia. Then once the first sunrise takes place in down below Antarctic Circle, that'll be the end of July. Then it will be first sunset up above the Arctic Circle in the end of July as well.
Excellent, excellent weather report, Frankie. So a lot of hot everywhere, isn't there?
Yeah.
Now, what did you do this week, Frankie? Tell us about your week.
That means I was at karaoke and things like this, and I was on another podcast and different podcasts as well.
Yeah, you were dancing with all the girls last night, I saw again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saw that video too, Frankie.
Yeah.
Sounds like you had fun.
Who's got a question for Frankie McDonald here?
I do.
Give her.
Yeah.
What do you see for heats for southern Manitoba and Saskatchewan this week
It's
and
going to be
next week?
extremely hot there next week.
It's going to be extremely hot. Brandon, you got a question for Frankie?
Yes, Frankie, name an animal that starts with the letter A.
Starts with letter A.
What's an animal that starts with the letter A? Can't think of it, Frankie. What about alligator?
Alligator.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Good one.
I didn't
Good
give him
one.
the answer.
Nope. He got it all by himself. That's awesome.
That's what I saw. I'm just trying to find where. Oh, there it is. Okay, I got a video from Imogen. We're gonna play it quickly because she looks like she can't be on the show tonight, but she sent a video. And then after the video, we're gonna have Brandon Help report. Can we all see that?
That's Imogen.
That's Imogen. Okay, here we go.
Well, hi.
Imogen was
What's
on
going
another
on here?
podcast called Ange
I'm on
TV.
Pacific West Coast, and it is bright and sunny and blinding. And what am I doing here? I am helping these guys build stages. Look at that. Why are we doing that? Because we are prepping for July 13th, which is going to be the 5th anniversary party of Stefano's Art Farm. So we're building stages. It's a beautiful day to be doing that. Just ignore the swearing, please. It won't be happening at the show. That's just what happens when you're building stuff. So, this is the weather today. It is perfect weather for such mayhem and chaos to be organized and planned. And I've been working on this since November. Since November, I've been talking to vendors, organizing things, setting up some really cool stuff. So, not gonna lie, I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be huge. It's gonna be right down by the gorge on one of the hottest days of the year, most definitely. And the music is gonna be killer. I'm absolutely stoked. We have such a variety coming down the pipeline. We've got all sorts of stuff, and it's going to be great. I don't want to give away any surprises, but you'll see. July 13th. Looking forward to it.
What about the video that Dave Taylor of Fred and Monica Boyle?
I'm going to play that video. I'm going to put that in the final episode tomorrow because I don't want to just have it 4 minutes of us just watching
Then
the
they
hail.
have to just skip it to the hail part.
So what I'm going to do is, okay, we can do that. We'll skip to the hail part. So tell us about the video, Frankie.
Dave Taylor took the video and invited a security camera to just show the hail part of the show, like the hailstorm part in Calgary.
I think
Hey, Joey, did you get the videos I sent of the storm today in Winnipeg too?
I did. Yeah. Episode 152.
What about the video that Dave Taylor of Calgary, a friend of Monica, said you have to skip it to the hailstorm part?
I'm getting there. This isn't easy. It's easy for me to do it in post. It's really hard for me to do it during the show because I got to like go through all my files and whatnot. So we're gonna show. Frankie wants to show the hailstorm that Dave sent him. So we're just gonna back up until there's no hail, and we'll play it through. See what I can do in post is I can make it fast. I can make it small on the little side of the screen, so we can just have it running below us. I can do things that would make it more interesting to watch than just playing through 4 minutes of hail. But as you see, there's a FedEx truck, and a guy came out of his house there, and then this guy drove by, and he's off to do things. And then here's another guy driving by, and here comes a little bit of hail, and then watch, look at rain, and then here comes some hail. There's a lot of hail here actually, and that's more hail. That's even more hail, and even more hail, Frankie, and then even more hail still. So that was a lot of hail. It looks like it snowed. That's how much hail there is in the middle of July in Calgary. That was July 3rd, right, Frankie? That was yesterday?
That's a Dave Taylor, friend of Monica Boyle, took the video by security camera.
And that was
July
yesterday.
2nd, yeah.
Yeah, July 2nd, right. 2 days ago. 2 days ago. There's a wildfire advisory, Brandon. What's that about?
Yes, wildfire advisory. This is community of Chathé issued wildfire alert. So alert for everybody in Chathé and the areas west southwest. There's a wildfire 20 kilometers south west of that community there near Zama Lake up in northern Alberta, way up there. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. That's all I got so far.
20
That's
kilometers
scary.
up there is nothing when it's west of you and this heat's coming on. The way that forest up there burns when it gets dry, it's not like it goes, it rips, it'll go for a run. So concerning. So wildfire alert for Chathé, Alberta. The first of many, I think, sure will come over the next several weeks. It looks like we're going to be in for some extended period of heat. Brandon Hauk report.
Yes, the Brandon Hauk report. And what a week we've had with Sunday, we had a little supercell roll off the foothills by Nanton there. And there was a little bit of wind damage in Nanton, some torrential downpours, a bit of hail there back on Sunday. And then that storm decided to start rotating a little bit, and it was tornado warned. And that's when, yes, we jumped on the live stream again. Joey only and myself, and we were not on for 3 hours. We were only on for an hour. this time as a supercell tracked its way across the prairie into Vulcan to get itself vulcanized. Because, well, actually, that's what happened to Storm. Once it hit Vulcan, it said, "All right, I'm done," and it went poof, disappeared.
That was
Just like
funny too,
magic.
because we're like live streaming, like, well, the tornado warnings drop, and I'm like, well, it could still rotate again, but then I like looked at the time and I looked at everything, and I got that, and I like thought back to times I've been in that exact place
Yeah,
in Alberta chasing storms, and I was like, it could very well just that's the show.
that's that was,
And then poof, you never seen a storm die so fast. It was amazing.
it was, and I was watching it. It looked really good at the horizon from where I can see it. And then I jump back in here and I go back to look outside and it looks like just a regular old shower. And I was like, damn, that was bad.
Just evaporated. It's like a matter of 2 or 3 radar images. It went from being a tornado superstorm to like butterflies and sun rays poking through and
Pretty much.
flowers and birds chirping.
So yeah, that was Sunday. And then Monday, Canada Day. I was we got to go to the great community of Rosemary, Alberta, and we were in the Canada Day parade, and I did a lot of waving, especially at the end. At the beginning, there wasn't not as many people, but there's still a lot of people. But once it was pretty much doubled the size of population of Rosemary. Everybody was out there, and did it ever pour? It was like sprinkling rain at the beginning of the parade, so it's just a light kind of drizzly kind of stuff. And then once the parade got going, it was boom, big downpour. And I felt bad for the band ahead of us who were outside on the float in their band uniform, playing their trumpets and such, and they got soaked.
Raining on the parade, not just a colorful metaphor in Rosemary, Alberta.
Rosemary, Alberta. There you go. And the only thing that got wet on me was my hand because I was in the station vehicle. And so that was about all that I got
Must
wet.
have been awful.
I guess, yeah, very awful. And everybody, especially in that last leg there, everybody's looking at me like, "What's with this rain? Hey, why is it raining?" And oh yeah, even the MP got mad at me for all that rain too. So yeah, there you go. I got in trouble for the rain on Monday in Canada.
He's like,
and then
they're like mad at you for rain. You're mad at them for like terrible policies. Anyways, what else you got?
so after the parade, the sun came out and it was a nice day in Rosemary. So yes, that was great. And I was hoping to do some axe throwing, but I didn't get there. But maybe next time I'll try my hand at axe throwing. Even though last time I tried axe throwing, it did not work very well. Missed the target, almost threw the axe over the board, and that wasn't good. Anyways, moving on to the weather this week, because we've had a couple of close thunderstorms, but nothing too close. So today we had some thunderstorms off to our kind of west-northwest there, but other than that, yeah, most of the thunderstorms stayed well away from us for the last couple of days so far. And we're looking at a potential for thunderstorms first thing tomorrow morning, the 5th of July there, probably about 3 a.m. We're looking at 3 to 5 a.m. So that will make it for an interesting show tomorrow morning. I'll already be up, so I will not be sleeping through it. So that's good. But other people might get awoken by the thunder and the lightning tomorrow morning. So definitely watch that. And then we have thunderstorms further to the east of us again through the afternoon hours on the 5th of July. And then we've got a chance of thunderstorm possibly again on Saturday, fairly slight chance. And then into next week, we're going to start seeing that little bit of the heat wave start to work its way into the area from the United States because they've been dealing with exceptional amount of heat, especially California, Nevada, temperatures pushing 46 degrees last couple of days. I think the hottest was Death Valley there at 50 degrees Celsius there. So we're going to eventually see that heat really start to build into next week. And with the heat, the amount of moisture we've had here in Alberta, and plus the setup that we're going to be dealing with there with temperatures pushing low to mid 30s by the middle of next week. And if we do get a sharp cold front coming through, that's going to really get the supercell severe thunderstorm potential going for the middle part of next week. So we'll be watching that story very closely, and I mean very closely as we go through the middle of next week. Now to the stories of the week, because boy, where should I start? Oh yes, I am going to start with this story. So this one doesn't have a joke at the end because I couldn't figure out a joke for this one. But anyways, a woman in China, she was using this grenade that she found in her yard for the last 20 years. And she's very lucky to be alive today because grenades and such, they could blow up easily. But for the last 20 years, she was using it as a hammer to hammer things, hammer the shingles on the roof, maybe hammer a nail here or there or something. This active grenade as a hammer. So that's how lucky she is. And then eventually they figured out it was a grenade and got some experts to come in to detonate it. And now she can use that now to continue her hammering of things,
Well, and to be fair, she probably wouldn't have died, because grenades don't generally just blow you up and kill you. What they do is they explode and send pieces of metal that maim you, perhaps blow a limb off, or will render a soldier incapable of fighting ever again, quite likely. But generally, grenades aren't the lethal. They're like the shock explosion that wounds a lot of people. So, she could have lost an arm.
Oh, yeah. Could have. With especially if it's right beside her arm there. Yeah.
Would it still have been funny?
The thing is with grenades is that they're really like dangerous. They look like, oh, it's innocent. You end up getting hit and explodes all over the place. I kind of get what you guys are saying.
Oh yeah.
If it had gone off, would it still have been funny?
Hey Joey, over in Siberia, it's really, really hot in Yakutsk, Russia right now, in Magadan, Russia, Chita, Russia, Moscow. It's gonna get really hot too in St. Petersburg because right now, Sapporo, Japan, warm air, cold air fighting each other. It's gonna get some humid weather in Sapporo, Hagedao, Japan, as well. Lots of hot air going on, lots of snow going down the southern hemisphere.
It's gonna hit like a grenade.
Like a grenade. Now, speaking of hitting like a grenade, as you know, this asteroid passed by Earth recently, and if you missed it, you could only see it with a telescope or Drew Carey's glasses,
All right.
And then finally this one. Texas has an outbreak of scorpions, which really sucks for the people when they like being rocked like a hurricane,
Yeah, terrible band. Terrible band.
Funny.
The T is for tropical storm. It's good enough. I forgot to say, by the way, that it is Thursday, July 4th.
S is for Scorpion.
And today is Thursday, July 4th that we're recording the show. So I forgot to say to all our American friends, we would like to wish you to get your friggin' country together before it destroys the entire planet. That would be really nice. All right. That's all for Brandon Hauk. That's the Brandon Hauk report for this week. I think that's all for Brandon Hauk. Is that all for Brandon Hauk?
Yeah.
He's still laughing at himself, so he needs a little while there. We'll come back to Brandon once he's calmed down. We got Mike McGregor over in Winnipeg. You got funnel cloud today, possibly in North Winnipeg, I hear.
Yeah, there was a report of one just outside Woodlands, Warren area. Justin posted a photo. It was over one of the motels, and then there was also another report of a possible funnel cloud over northwest Winnipeg. I think it was just over by the Perimeter Highway. And there was another unconfirmed video of what could have been a landspout tornado within somewhere off Route 90, but we couldn't confirm anything. So even if there was a tornado, we probably won't be able to tell until later on. For our weather, it was kind of like unstable today. This past week, it's been unusually cool and rainy. Our Canada Day celebrations, I went out to the Forks, and then I went to Assiniboine Downs. But then on the way there was a huge squall of thunderstorms that came in, and on that same time, I got drenched in the rain outside, just outside the Assiniboine Downs. Apparently, that same thunderstorm that rolled in at the same time, apparently it blew a tree to smithereens on Churchill Drive. Justin posted a photo of that.
Smithereens.
By smithereens, it literally split the tree in half.
Can you define a smithereen? I've always wondered about this. So it was something my Oma said all the time. Smithereens!
Smithereens means like a blew it apart. The smithereens is like another word for pieces. It blew it into pieces, I think.
Well, you continue. I'm going to look up the definition of smithereens.
Hold on a second.
Smithereen.
Yeah, continue, Mike.
So, what happened was today we had explosive thunderstorms develop over the Winnipeg area, and I mean explosive. Within about 20 minutes, we had this huge storm over West Winnipeg, and I thought for a second, okay, how could a storm pop up over the St. James neighborhood? Because normally St. James, they don't get storms. They're called sunny St. James. It's called sunny St. James for a reason. Is the opposite of that today. We got, then that storm kind of exploded, dropped hail over northwest Winnipeg, the Maples neighborhood, and then apparently some car alarms were set off because the hail was so big. And then other parts in Charleswood, they got flooded. I heard people's stories about their basements flooding. And my neighborhood only got 2 millimeters of rain. So that storm must have hit West Winnipeg harder than it did my neighborhood. But it was the first unsettled, unstable day with the heat and humidity. I think there's going to be a lot more of this coming as that ridge of high pressure starts building off the coast of British Columbia. And then we get the heat and humidity coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. I think there's going to be a combination of all that, increasing the overall levels of instability. What do you think about that, Brandon?
Oh, I was just posting a severe thunderstorm warning for Cochrane, but yeah, we'll see those levels of instability.
How much hail did Winnipeg had?
There were reports of pea-sized hail in the Charleswood area. There were reports of my chiropractor's office in Charleswood also had pea-sized hail there, apparently. St. James had hail up to the size of marbles, and I think there was as big as toonies in northwest Winnipeg.
Nice. And I will play some of those videos. I'm going to throw them in the post when I make this thing. It's tomorrow when I make the final episode. And then I'm like, realize all the lost time I have to make up for. I'll be like, thank goodness I have these extra videos to throw in from this week. Smithereens came to the English language around 1810 as smithereens, from the Irish word smideren, which is the diminutive form of smiodor, which means fragment. A lot of very broken pieces, and no wonder my Oma said it. The city was bombed to smithereens during the war, is the example that Cambridge dictionary gives. So you can imagine. I think the bombing of Rotterdam really affected my Oma. Most certainly, it was something that stayed with her. Anyways, smithereens. Even an old Dutch lady would use the term smithereens. I got some Frankie McDonald videos to share with you this week. Are you ready for some Frankie McDonald videos? Frankie McDonald?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Before I share this one, I got to explain. So, for people of Vancouver, you can't escape from major earthquakes forever.
Yeah.
Right, Frankie?
They can't escape from major earthquakes forever.
There's been a lot of earthquakes off the BC coast today, wasn't there, Brandon? You know something about this. You've been following it too. Some biggest being a 5.7 magnitude, it looks like, and something around 4.
Guys,
and we had some earthquakes.
I am outside now, and it is so tropical out here. Like, the amount of moisture we have, I literally feel like I'm stepping outside into a tropical rainforest.
I'll be careful for earthquakes out there. So we had some earthquakes, right, Brandon?
Yes, yeah, 5.7 magnitude. There's quite a few. Yeah, it's quite a few 4s that were popped up there as well, and then the 5.7. happened at about 10 a.m. this, which would be 9 o'clock Pacific time there, just well off the shore there. So I don't think it caused any tsunamis, but yeah, a couple of tremors off the coast sections of BC today.
This has people alarmed, right?
yeah.
Because people are very scared on BC about the possibility. It's like, well, it's like people kind of forget that earthquakes happen here. It's like,
Yeah, it's been
And
a while
then-
since we've had a earthquake like that on the
you know,
BC.
they put it out of their mind, and then everyone's expecting the big one to happen. Now I want to help people a little bit by telling them that we have a mega thrust zone, the subduction zone here, right off the coast. If it's giving consistent earthquake behavior, this is a good thing. That's what you want it to do. That's counterintuitive, right? What you don't want it to do is to sit there and trying to make a good sit there and on its strike slip and not move and build pressure and build pressure and build pressure and build pressure and bam, let go. So consistent release of energy is a good thing. Anyways, Frankie, here's Frankie's tornado. It's an earthquake siren for everybody in BC, people of BC, Vancouver. You can't escape from major earthquakes forever, right, Frankie?
Yeah.
Same thing with any major tornadoes too.
Yeah. Hey everyone, let's do an earthquake siren.
Ah! Ah! You like my Frankie? You win. Oh.
I'm freaked out.
Yes, you.
Joey, you sounded like
That's
the
my
monster under
earthquake
my
siren.
bed.
This is Frankie McDowell, my own team live in Nova Scotia. Massive heat wave is headed towards Portland, Oregon on Friday, July 5th, 2024. Temperature's going to be well over 100 Fahrenheit in Portland, Oregon and surrounding areas. It's going to bring really dangerous heat in the city of Portland, Oregon and surrounding areas. It's going to affect Eugene, Oregon, Medford, Oregon, Slam, Oregon and surrounding areas. It's going to bring really, really hot temperatures in Portland, Oregon and surrounding areas, including Vancouver, Washington, USA. Temperatures going to be really, really hot. I urge everyone to have your air conditioners and fans ready to turn on your air conditioners and fans to keep the house cool. Drink a lot of water. Don't even walk too far. Have your hats and sunglasses and wear lots of sunscreens. Wear your hat and sunglasses. Don't even walk too far for people living in Portland, Oregon. Head to the beach to go swim to get cooled off. Head to the swimming pool to get cooled off as well for people living in Portland, Oregon and the surrounding areas as well. Temperature's going to be really dangerous hot starting on Friday, July 5th, 2024 for people living in Portland, Oregon and the surrounding areas as well. Temperature's going to be so hot in Portland, Oregon, and it's going to be really dangerous heat as well. If you have anybody living in Portland, Oregon, be prepared for a massive heat wave starting on Friday, July 5th, 2024. Take care, stay safe. Don't get too hot, stay cool, be safe. This is Frankie McDowell, my own TV station live from Sydney, Nova Scotia. Really dangerous heat wave is headed towards Nevada on Monday, July 8th, 2024. Temperatures going to be extremely hot in Las Vegas and Henderson, Nevada, including Carson City and surrounding communities in Reno, Nevada. In Lake Tahoe, weather is going to be extremely hot. I urge everyone to drink a lot of water, wear a lot of sunscreen. Don't wear dark colored clothes, wear light colored clothes. Don't even walk too far during intense heat in Las Vegas, Nevada, Henderson, Nevada, including Carson City and Reno, Nevada. The temperature is going to be so hot in the state of Nevada. And temperature is going to be extremely hot starting on Monday, July 8th, 2024 for the state of Nevada, including Las Vegas, Henderson, Nevada, surrounding areas. Stay in the shade. Have your fans and air conditioners ready to keep the house cool. Head to the swimming pools to go swimming to get cooled off. Weather is going to be so hot in Nevada, especially in Las Vegas and Henderson, Nevada as well. Be extra prepared. Don't walk too far. If you have anybody living in Nevada, be prepared for extreme heat wave starting on Monday, July 8th, 2024. Take care, stay safe. Don't get too hot. Stay cool. Be safe. This is Frankie McDowell, my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Hurricane Barrel's now headed towards Jamaica on Wednesday, July 3rd, 2024. It's going to bring very strong winds and heavy downpours. It's going to bring wind-driven rain and sideways rain, especially in Kingston, Jamaica. It's going to affect the island St. Martin and the island St. Martin, tropical islands south of Cuba. It's going to bring a lot of rain in Kingston, Jamaica. The surrounding areas. It's going to bring heavy downpours. There'll be big waves clashing on beaches and shores. It's going to bring very strong winds, heavy downpours. It's going to cause flood, mudslides, landslides in Jamaica, especially in Kingston, Jamaica. It's going to bring a lot of flood and rain. The sewers will back up the streets. That's going to bring down power lines and snap tree branches to have dock and knock power and things like this in Kingston, Jamaica and the surrounding areas as well. People in Jamaica, be prepared. Have your rubber boots ready, raincoats ready, raincoats ready. When you go outside, wear your raincoat, wear your rubber boots, wear your raincoats to keep you dry. Make sure to order your pizzas and Chinese food. Buy cases of Pepsi, buy cases of Coke. During grocery shopping, don't wait till last minute. Do it right now. Make sure your smartphones, cell phones, laptops, tablets charged. Have for 3G, 4G, 5G, and LTE ready as well. Make sure to stay away from the beaches and don't go near shores. When a hurricane gets really bad, get inside your house so it can be safe. Make sure if your medical kits, emergency kits, flashlights, candles, crank up radio, extra batteries, generators, battery out for lanterns, and bottled water is ready as well. If you have anybody living in Jamaica, be prepared for Hurricane Barrel on Wednesday, July 3rd, 2024. Take care, stay safe, but don't get caught in a Hurricane Barrel. Stay dry and be safe.
Don't get caught in Hurricane Barrel, Frankie says. There's only 5 severe warnings in the entire United States and Canada right now. That's a lot of country. 2 of them are in Canada, the 5, including one Brandon was posting about in Cochrane. There's 2 storms up there, actually, and one they could be producing nickel to ping pong sized hail.
Yes, we got a
Play ping pong ball.
The next holiday after 4th of July is Labor Day down the States.
Labor Day and out and by visible on Fox Warren radar. What do we got here?
So yeah, we do have a supercell at Cochrane right now. A big wall cloud there. Looking pretty good.
Why is Alberta stealing all of our action? Manitoba has not seen one supercell for a while.
Yeah, she sure looks good on the radar, man. She sure looks good on the radar.
Send it to Manitoba, please.
I'm just looking at my phone, so I don't have the best. It's not like looking at the computer, but we got some 63.5 dBH reading in there. So we're talking about some good hail side looking just west or east of Carstairs. Yeah, lots of 50s in there. So very strong storm. And the one in Cochrane not reading as deep.
Hold on. I'll send you a shot from the X on your DMs there.
Guys, I'm going to probably leave in a few minutes. I just wanted to inform you there's a high water level advisory issued for Morris and the LaSalle River. If you guys wanted to look into that, it's because of the rain we've been getting recently. I guess they're raising water levels in the rivers. Manitoba Hydrological website, I think, has that information.
And what about the Red River floodway?
I'm not sure about that, but everything that comes from Morris and LaSalle goes into the Red River eventually, so I'm assuming within the next couple of days it might raise the Red River a little bit.
Do you remember back in 1997, they had a big major flood in Winnipeg because of the Red River?
I remember it well, Frankie.
2005, they had to activate the floodway in the middle of summer because of all the rain they got. I have a feeling it may end up being like that this year if we don't stop getting the amount of rain we've been getting. It's getting to be really muggy, and mosquitoes are getting bad too. All the moisture we've been getting, it's crazy. It's almost like I moved all the way down to the tropical rainforest or something.
Still some structure, Mitchell Graff says on this. I got an image here that Brand sent me of the storm in Cochrane. On radar, it looks like it's weakening, but sir, that wall cloud is serious looking.
What area is in Alberta? Cochrane, is that near
Calgary?
Cochrane is just northwest of Calgary. Yes, you more or less drive through it on your way to Banff National Park.
Is that headed towards Calgary?
That's for me. It would be, but not for you. That's how she goes. Okay.
I remember that back in February 2024, same day when Sydney, Nova Scotia had 150 centimeters or so on February the 4th. Extreme
Yeah.
meteorologist Reed Timmer was near Los Angeles, California, chasing a big rainstorm. Extreme meteorologist Reed Timmer was on U.S. Highway 101 outside of Los Angeles. He headed east of Los Angeles for that big rainstorm and saw over 100 millimeters of rain. Extreme meteorologist Reed Timmer was driving down the Highway 101 chasing a big rainstorm.
Yeah, I think you got the
You
record
guys-
for biggest snow out of everybody who's been on the show. Biggest snow in one day. I probably take biggest snow overall almost every year, but a lot of this last year was pretty bad. So this is something.
And that extreme meteorologist Reed Timmer has been to Los Angeles back in February for a big rainstorm.
I'm gonna head out, Joey. It's good seeing you
Okay,
guys
well,
again.
good to see you, Mike. This is I got playing in the background. I released a new film on my Joey Only Care to Be Weather Dude YouTube channel this week. It's called Fire and Lightning, and it's being very well received by people. So I'm quite happy about that. And I'm playing it without audio because music would most likely cause issue with the Rogers, the background music and this and that and the copyrights. But I got it sorted out on my end at YouTube. But anyways, this is an example, and it's more or less it takes you through 14 days of us, our one 14-day tour last July, and that was in the Prince George fire region, fire zone. And as you can see, things were pretty hot and pretty crazy everywhere we went for that week, especially or two. So yeah, it's the timing of putting these things out. So I wanted to take like a bunch of my videos from over the years and amalgamate them into stories, sort of, that would be educational, informative, and capture our memories, more or less. So their videos will never be for sale. They're not for that purpose. They're not never going to try to go to Cannes Festival or anything like that. I go out to work and I maybe capture 3 to 5 minutes of film every day on the phone, and I'm busy working most of the time. But nonetheless, in 3 to 5 minutes, we often see things that most people don't see in their entire lives. So that's what I was working on steadily, and I've got new ones I'm working on that'll come out on August 1st. Cutting Our Teeth at Cutoff Creek, Part 1. So trying to build on what I know as a creator and not just make little YouTube shorts, but like try to find out, can I make film projects? And I think I can. There's a process to it that's different, is all. Otherwise, a project will just crash my computer for being too big. So I got to do things in stages and have a larger vision. But anyways, this was us last year at Finger Lakes, Taddock Lakes, and that day those lodges just about burned down, thanks to the good firefighters that were present to make sure that didn't happen. So those are just clips, some of the excerpt from a minute there of my film. I like it. I want to make more of these. You know, and it's like you get a storm chaser, you like extreme weather, you know, add some fire in
It's
there
October
too.
coming. Base Guy Show is back in October.
Bass Guy's coming back. He's been renovating everything, hasn't he, Frankie?
You got to test it, and Base Guy Show will be back in October.
He's been renovating all of his everythings, hasn't he?
Yeah,
That's why he's been gone.
Base Guy Show will be back to public in October.
Bass Guy will be back.
I just wanted to ask you guys, what's the weather pattern for southern Manitoba in the next week or two?
I'm not rightly sure. What do you think, Baron? It looks stormy. Last I looked.
Yeah, we'll probably see some storms eventually. Well, especially for the weekend here, I'd say in Manitoba, we get some more active weather, and then things settle down and a little bit into next week, as I talked about on the Winnipeg station yesterday. So, yeah.
So after Justin and I were talking around the 13th, it looks like it's going to pick up again after that ridge moves east.
Yeah,
That's what
eventually.
he thinks.
Eventually it'll start to pick up then. Yeah, still a little early, but we'll keep an eye on. With Alberta severe weather picks up, then eventually Manitoba will follow suit. Usually that's the case. Oh, yes.
We have a brand new world record that's been set.
Do you have any funny stories, Brandon?
A brand new world record that's been set. I'm the host here.
Okay.
Do you not want to know about the world record that was set in British Columbia?
Oh, is it the chicken?
It was a chicken.
Yes,
Name-
I remember that story. Yes, I shared that one.
Name Lacey. It's a BC chicken. It's earned the Guinness Book of World Record for being able to correctly identify the most objects in 1 minute. So I don't know how you. Okay, so a veterinarian owns this chicken. So this is a chicken that even a veterinarian's like, a veterinarian sees a lot of chickens in a lifetime, I'm sure, but not this one. It can identify letters, numbers, and colored objects of weird bird-brained animals. So on Gabriola Island, the chickens are evolving. Look out, because birds will kill you if they were big enough to do it.
Oh yes. Yeah.
If all the
that's-
world's chickens got together and started fighting back, we'd be in trouble.
Yep. We would be in trouble. Absolutely.
Be something out of Chicken Little. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. The sky is
I
falling.
found it. Olivier's down in Brazil.
Is that where he's been? Olivier Forbes Bouillon from up in the far north. He's from Comedeorology. And we've not seen him on the show in some time. And I've been very disappointed in him for not being on our show in a while,
He's down in Brazil.
What goes on in Brazil that's so much better than Comedeorology in the summer?
He's down there because it's the southern hemisphere winter there right now.
He likes winter better than summer. So there's a hot dog eating champion.
Oh yes.
You know about
The
this Patrick
Joey
Bertoletti.
Chestnut
California.
got banned.
What's that?
Joey Chestnut got banned from the hot dog eating contest
Why did Joey Chestnut get banned from the hot dog eating contest?
because he decided to work with vegan hot dogs instead. So they banned him.
You're not allowed to have a vegan hot dog?
I know. I
I
thought it
don't
was...
see what the difference is. It's like one kind of the exact same weight of garbage of one kind or the exact same weight in garbage of another kind.
Yeah, something like that.
It's still a hot dog. But Bertoletti, he once ate 55 hot dogs at an event, but this time he ate 58. And Joey's Josh Chestnut, as you said, he's the reigning champion. He's 16 out of 17 competitions. He didn't attend over a sponsorship tiff. Bertoletti said he lost weight and practiced for 3 months with an urgency. They take, obviously, if you're eating 58 hot dogs, you take this seriously, man.
Yeah.
I can just imagine these guys are they're like MMA stars, like, gotta eat the hot dog.
That is wild. Eating the hot dogs. What else happened? Oh yeah, there's new s'mores ramen noodles.
S'mores?
Flavored ramen noodles.
S'mores ramen. Wow.
Right.
That's terrible news.
Oh.
What I have, I get the expensive ramen noodles, and they're like, the kimchi ones, or
Oh yeah.
So this is how crazy people in America are. They can't. Okay, like it's not. If they can't find someone to shoot, they'll go across the country to do it. Like this New Jersey man, he flew to Florida to attack a player over an online gaming dispute.
Oh, I heard about that too. Yes.
Now he didn't shoot him; he hit him with a hammer because he couldn't take his gun on the plane, I guess.
Yeah. And then he got arrested, and yeah.
This is a 20-year-old guy, Edward Kang, 20-year-old, second-degree murder charge, armed robber, burglar with a mask. This is a weird one, said Sheriff Bill Leeper. Some things you just can't make up. I say that all the time. Edward Kang, you were 20 years old. You had your entire life ahead of you. And you went and tried to murder a man with a hammer over an online gaming dispute. It's not normal, man.
Yeah. That's wild.
People have gotten very weird, man. I swear. I swear. Okay, there's also a lemonade drinking contest. That happened in New York City as well last week. And a participant projectile vomited as Eric Badlands Booker consoled him on the way out.
Ooh.
So it's like a scene from Stand By Me.
And then Heinz is having a limited edition, putting 14 flavors of sauces in one sauce all together. How does that sound?
So finally your kids can stop doing that. It's like, we'll just do it for you.
Yeah,
They should
pretty
make
much.
a Slurpee like that too. It's just like
Yeah, put
everything's
all the
Slurpee.
flavors together, and then I don't have to go to each little Slurpee slot and I'll put a little of this in, and that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. And then, yeah, that's a bit of a mess, you know?
Speaking of people taking hammers in the United States, an irate bikini barista, she took a hammer to a windshield over an argument with a customer. So she's a bikini barista. She serves you coffee in a bikini, and now she's smashing your window with a hammer. And yet people will go back, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, well, I know you might get your window smashed by a hammer, but there's a bikini barista. The pilot union is aiming to phase out the term cockpit.
Oh, yes, I've heard about that too. Yes.
They say it's offensive.
It's an offensive word, you know?
Hey, Joey,
What?
how do you get to Sydney, Nova Scotia?
How do I get there? Well, I would not ride in the cockpit, probably. I would
Yeah.
ride in the back with the humans. I would probably ride in 5th class because I'm poor. So, underneath with the packages and with the dogs. I would get to Halifax, I reckon, and then probably take a little trip over to Sydney. So an angry woman has stripped naked at the airport in the Philippines last month to protest a fine. So that you showed them. They won't be giving out any more fines after that, I'm sure.
Yeah. Probably not. All right.
Wow, that's interesting news. We still have like 10 minutes to go here. This is a
5
show.
minutes. Yep.
Well, no, because we started late.
Oh, right.
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 So
A couple of other guys down the States called me before the show.
we were short on guests this week. It's like last couple weeks we were so popular. We had all the storm chasers were here. Yeah, all the weather nerds from across Canada.
They're busy chasing storms.
Was it something I said, Frankie?
They're busy chasing storms.
Maybe they're busy chasing storms. I'd like to think it was that they're busy chasing storms. That's what I tell everybody. What do you got, Brandon? What do you got?
Just looking through my thing of stories. I think I talked about those last week, didn't I?
Oh, we're suffering here.
The Price is Right. Contestants
episode of
are
Scanners where the guy's
frequently
head
higher
explodes?
drinking. Did you know that?
Okay, start again. I was being.
Okay, so did you know the Price is Right? Contestants are frequently high or they're drinking before the show.
That makes sense.
Oh yeah, sir, friend
That's
Drew
the same
Carey.
it's the same with the Comedeorological report.
Pretty much. Yeah, I'd say.
Unofficially. 4 years sober for me in 9 days.
Oh, very nice.
California sober. This is BC.
Oh yes. It was a short week, so I don't have as many stories. But there's onion flavored coffee. I think I talked about that last week, did I?
Onion flavored coffee.
Yeah.
Quick, we better make a 10-minute long conversation about it. What's onion flavored coffee?
Onion flavored coffee is coffee with onions in it, as you know. And it tastes like onions. So it's like your cup of joe with a side of onions, which is pretty awesome. Now,
Couldn't you just put onions in your coffee to simulate the effect
oh,
rather than
you
having to
could.
pay?
Could
for,
do
like,
that.
Probably extra money. It's like onion coffee,
And
$10
if you-
more.
And if you don't like it, then you can do that Haktua thing, with that trend that's been going around. That's how you get rid of it.
I still don't know what that's about. I don't care either.
You don't,
That's the thing.
you don't want
It's
to
like
know
once
what that's
once
all
everyone
about.
starts laughing about the same meme, I'm like don't want to know. It's probably stupid. That's just me. The hottest place in the country is probably still lit right now. It's 32 degrees at 8 o'clock at night on July 4th. It's only going to get hotter this next week, isn't it, Brandon?
Oh yeah, we're gonna get hot this next week. And how hot? Well, so hot that you might be sweating at night. And we still got that severe thunderstorm rolling through Airdrie and Cochrane right now, so it's good.
And we got on the coast for British Columbia, we got heat warnings. Okay, lots of heat warnings, and there's heat warnings for the Central Inland, East Vancouver Island, blah blah blah. But the temperatures that they're going to get aren't as hot as the temperatures that we've already been getting in the interior. But we got no heat warnings in the interior, and so that prompted me to make a bit of a joke on Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers, the Facebook group that I run there. That's got 18.8 thousand people on it now. We keep growing. Prompted me to ask, because there's just something fundamentally weak about people on the coast. I mean, they get a snowstorm, they get a snowfall advisory for 2 centimeters of snow, and we get 10 a day in Wells and never get an advisory of any kind. They get, you know what they get? They get a winter storm. They get the Arctic outflow warning when it's actually
extreme cold warning is the opposite of heat warning.
That's true. They get the Arctic outflow warning for temperatures that we deal with daily all the time here and get no warning. So it prompted me to ask the question, are people on the coast fundamentally weak? And that brought up a lot of funny answers from people.
What about the extreme cold warning in the winter? In Manitoba goes to around minus 50 in the winter.
Yeah, well, that's a great example. But of course, these things are based on averages. There's a good reason for that, why they have this thing that I'm talking about, right? But it's got 63 comments on the post, and it's got people, more or less laughing in this way or that way. Kamloops looking at a high of 40 Celsius next week, Tuesday. Must be the humidity. Just kidding, people say. Have you ever been on the coast when they get an inch of snow? One person comments, to which 8 people have hit the laugh emoticon to that already. Yeah, it's just, I was thinking the same thing when the alerts hit my phone. Someone saying
that means that once again into the second half of August, fall starts up in Inuvik, Northwest Territories, and Dawson, Yukon. Fall starts up in Inuvik, Northwest Territories in second half of August.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, there's a reason they have the warning set at what they do, because these are unusual temperatures for the island. That's what it really boils down to. But one person, I'm from the island. Yes, we are weak. Humidity high in the winter, low in the summer. Getting used to the northern life now. I don't know. Honestly, I don't think people on the island are that weak, because if I tried to put up with that much rain and it turned me, I had to go to, after living in that amount of rain, I had to go to something akin to the Betty Ford Clinic. It was not good for me. It was not good. It was not good for me. So we're almost to the end of the show now.
In August 2009, leaves already changed colors up in Inuvik. Their fall of the year starts up there in August every year.
Many people don't have AC on the coast, says one member of the group. So I live in the Gulf Islands now, but I'm from the Chilcotin and Caribou. Trust me, they are grade A. Insert imaginative word for weak people, and most admit it. So just some great comments on the thread today. Frankie, if you were if I was on the internet and I was trying to find you, where would I go look?
If you want to follow me on social media, my Blue Sky is at Frankie MacD, my Twitter is at Frankie MacD, my link tree is Frankie MacDonald, my Facebook is Frankie MacDonald, my Instagram is Frankie MacD984, my TikTok is Frank984, my Clapper is Frank984, my Twitch is Frank984, my Snapchat is Frankie MACD1, my YouTube channel is Dogs Wolves, and my link is Frank Down. Best of luck to you. I'm Frankie Down. You're listening to Comedeorological Weather Report every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic.
And we're just getting a laugh. 30 minutes before the last episode of The Acolyte aired, people were already review bombing it. 30 minutes before the show aired. So the people who call themselves Star Wars fans are not Star Wars fans. I'm here to tell you. And we got Frank at the last second coming into the room. Hank at the last second. So I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get why you watch a show that you decide you're going to hate, and then just so you can complain about it because you need to be a victim or something. Hank, you got
Hank
2
have
minutes.
Hank have the camera to the different angle.
Yeah, Hank, you're sideways for some reason there, bud. You got 2 minutes, Hank. What you got for us, bud?
Well, hey there. Can you hear me?
Hey, sideways, Hank.
I am sideways.
There you go. What
There.
storm you on
How's
there?
that?
You got a big storm behind you. Look out, there's a
Yeah, I got
rainbow.
it.
It's terrible.
Yeah, rainbow. Yeah. I'm live from Western Saskatchewan. I'm just watching some pulse storms tonight. Nothing major, but it's pretty
Some popcorn
out in the
storms.
countryside.
It is pretty there, Hank. You always have such great photos too.
That new storm forming over in that direction. This one here, it's got lots of rain in it, but the lightning is done now over here.
And you've only got one rainbow,
That
so it does
one-
not qualify as a severe rainbow outbreak. It's to have extreme rainbows, you need to have more than one. That's my rule.
Just
Have
a
you ever seen
mild,
my? Have you ever
a
seen
mild
my?
case of rainbow.
You ever seen my storm chasing footage where I pretend I act like Reed Timmer does about a rainbow when there's two of them? It's terrible, you know. Look at it, it's huge, you know. Rainbow on the ground, you know. I call my car the Dominator and all that.
This one here, it's getting bigger. It's might get some hail in it, but then it's gonna rain itself out. That's what it does on days like today. Is the outflow kills the inflow, and then the storm dies out.
Yeah, the storm expectorates some of its precipitation, and that's cool air comes out, and then the warm air that was feeding the storm can't feed the storm. Anyways, that's the show this week. I'm Joey Only here in Wells, British Columbia. You can watch the show live stream every Thursday night at 7 p.m. on Joey Only Caribbean Weather Dude YouTube channel, and of course, we'll be back next week with more. Unless I'm out of fire.
That's the show.
That's the show. We'll be back with more weather stories next week. But for now, that's the show. That's the show, Hank. You show up just in time for That's the Show.
That's the show.
He's on mute. He can't even say that's the show properly. Brandon, that's the show.
Hank, I'm mute.
That's not the show. Yeah.
It's not the show until Hank gets off mute and says that's the show.
Hank, press the unmute button.
That's the show. That's the show. Thanks, Frankie. Oh. He doesn't even say goodbye.
No.
Not after 152 times. not once.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. It's kind of like an extreme version of my buy now behavior. I don't know if you know, you've not been around me in person, but I have a thing there I call the buy now.
Oh yeah.
Which is as soon as it's time, I just say buy now and go.
Yeah.
No, because I hate standing there for 7 minutes having an unnecessary. Well, have a good week, and well, I hope to see you soon. Yeah, and you take care, and and bye now. Don't. That's all.
Yeah.
Just turn and walk.
Weird.
Get the hell out of there.
Nice looking storms. Jealous. All there is just beautiful, warm heat here. Just glorious, wonderful heat.
Yep.
Except for in my house, where
Well,
it's never.
I gotta
warm.
drop out. I'd drop out and take up pictures. Sorry. Nice to
Sounds
see ya.
good.
Well, I'm glad you did pop in. Anyways, Hank, always good to see you. And even during the heat dome, it was cool in this room.
Yeah.
It's just this part of the house is, I don't know what it is. It's like the ghosts or something.
Well, I'm gonna jump off and look for something here. So I gotta look for a pin post on here, and I can't find it.
Oh, Gary was late. You missed a good show. Yeah. Catch you on the flip side, he used to say. We gone bye-bye. Copy that. 10-4, Rubber Ducky. Looks like we got us a convoy of leaving the show. I'm gonna go put some pizza in and eat something.
Oh yeah. Did they remove the pin post to the top? Oh, it's weird.
Yeah, well, that's what I forgot to ask you about. We should have had that in the show, talking about your
Oh yeah.
storm chasing group, Facebook group shenanigans.
Well, the last guy there, he set up all this stuff on this group here, where automatic, yeah, like it helps a little bit, but then Facebook had this upgrade to this AI thingy, and all of a sudden I start posting like, okay, severe weather today. There's warnings. There's the thread. We got to put a thread up and stuff, and it starts deleting it. 2 seconds after it, and then every post that I do deletes. So what is going on?
It's like banning you from your own group for self-promotion.
Pretty much.
It's like, well, why does anybody have a group if not for promotion?
That's right. So I go in and I look at I may have messed up possibly the pinning the post to the top of the page now. I may have messed that up, so I'll have to look into that. But anyways, so I'm going through and toddling with the Facebook settings and such. So I see, okay, if this post gets reported 4 times, it gets deleted. So this is the thing I switched off last night, was the post that gets reported 4 times gets deleted. So all of a sudden it now works like normal again. So
Facebook's so glitchy.
it is. So now I can't find the pin the post thing. So
the new glitch on mine lately is you make a post and then you're like, I'm a man who profoundly understands the English language, even though it's next to impossible for me to speak it accurately.
Yeah.
Sure do like to write it grammatically correct. And you're like, so I'm going to edit that post. And so you hit edit. And then when you hit edit, instead of having the words there to edit, they're just gone.
Yeah.
Like, that's a great new glitch. So I have to copy everything so I can paste it in there and edit it.
Yeah. It's wild.
It's wild. You're a $1 trillion company. Fix your fucking glitches.
Yep.
We rely on you,
man. Fix that last night.
Oh well, I guess until there's severe weather.
Well, yeah. If we have severe weather again, that'll be until next time, which might be next week.
I'll see you on your Facebook live stream.
Yes.
Bring the old desktop version of Radar Scope Pro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that costs, man.
Yeah.
You get the app on your phone and then you get the desktop version. You're like, ouch.
Oh yeah.
I pay out the nose through that. That's why people should support the channel, because I bleed money. And thank you to those who do.
Yes. Yes.
All right, I'm gonna hit goodbye then.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you next time, Brandon. Cheers, buddy.